It happens every year, and I can't escape it. I hear it everywhere I go. It's everywhere I see. From the moment I step outside, I know I'll be subjected to Christmas cheer on November 14th. Pitiful. It's November. Find your fa la 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 thing. What does that even mean? He's just like me. I give up. Why must it happen? Why must we be subjected to cheerful capitalism shoved down the throat of the cold consumer? Maybe one day the world will realize we can wait. Holidays can be savored, enjoyed for what they are, instead of exploited every waking moment leading up to them. I'll celebrate Christmas in December. Until then, I'll appreciate November for November.
Hi, I'm Rachel Maddow from MSNBC. Thanks for watching the transcript.
Hi, I'm Emily.
And I'm Giselle, and
Welcome to the Transcript. This week, the Transcript researches Global Glimpse,
The Game Show plays checkers,
Culture Shock investigates the death of Omegle,
and Hallway Hot Takes gets the students' and teachers' opinions on which classroom is their favorite.
On Thursday, a Chicago subway collided with a snow removal machine, injuring 23 people, including 4 children. The investigation is ongoing. The Iron Horse Music Hall has been scheduled to reopen in May with extensive renovations, including more bathrooms, seating, and dining options, with an overhaul to the venue's audio and lighting system. A $750,000 capital campaign has been launched for funding, with $190,000 being raised already.
Global Glimpse is a nonprofit organization that partners with a diversity of high school students to provide a powerful travel experience focused on service learning, cultural immersion, and leadership development. The program invites students in their junior year of high school to embark on a journey during the summer with a highly skilled group of teachers. The group is exposed to local history, different cultures, and various other educational experiences. On their trip, students are cell phone free and fully immersed in the new environment they are visiting. Students are encouraged to think critically, collaborate with their peers, and bring their newfound perspective back to their high school and communities while on their trip.
Global Glimpse is a nonprofit organization that, and its mission is to offer international travel and leadership opportunities to diverse high school students from around the United States. What Global Glimpse tries to teach students is to bring out their empathy, their agency, and their global perspective. And the way that we try to accomplish this is that we organize international trips for the high school students, specifically juniors, 14 days long. And on those trips, we focus on 3 main things. First is cultural immersion, really understanding the communities that they're going to. 2, service learning, a gesture of gratitude and an act of service to understand the real needs of the community that they're visiting. And then 3rd, leadership development. So every student gets to be leader of the day and reflect on their specific leadership style.
So my trip was to Riobamba, Ecuador. Our trip was focused on indigenous worldview, but we did all sorts of stuff. We went around town, we did a community action project, which is like a volunteer thing we do to help the community. Yeah, all sorts of stuff.
My Global Glimpse experience was last summer, and I went to Costa Rica. It was a lot of fun. I was able to meet like a lot of new people and gain a lot of new experiences with the Costa Rican culture, and just also kind of like learning a little bit more about myself as well.
I just had a phenomenal time on my trip. I got to meet so many great people from like the local area of Costa Rica in Tulialba where we were. I got to see the nature and beauty of Costa Rica, exploring like waterfalls. I got to meet local kids at a school doing community action projects. The trip as a whole was just like phenomenal.
So I think the impact the trip had on me is I started noticing things like culturally and just like living situation wise, like comparing and contrasting between there and here.
Like people in Costa Rica live a much more like kind of relaxed way of life, and it was something I kind of like wanted to take back when I got back home. Yeah.
I really enjoyed not having my phone on the trip for 2 weeks. And I think that really, as a whole, changed my perspective. It was really eye-opening to not be like glued to technology that whole time and really experience and be in the moment. I hope the next group of students that are going on the Global Glimpse trip have such a great experience as I did. I hope that they really like bond with like the local people as well.
I hope the next group of students are kind of able to meet the same people that I did, just because I was able to meet like a lot of really cool people.
I think the next group of students should learn more about the world from their trip, have fun with it, and just like, keep an open mind.
Thanks so much for watching. For juniors that were nominated, make sure to check your email for additional information on applying and attending one of the mandatory informational sessions.
Hey guys, welcome back to Hallway Hot Takes.
When we ask people the questions you're dying to know the answers to.
This week, we asked people what their favorite classroom was.
And got an exclusive tour. What's your favorite classroom in NHS and why?
My favorite classroom, Miss McMurphy classroom, because Miss McMurphy's in it, and it's pretty, and there's flowers in the back.
Hi there, I'm Megan Murphy. This is room 226, and this is my classroom. Come on in. As you can see, we've got a whole wall of windows and lots of nice plants. We've got a room full of biologists doing lovely work. And then I think the best part of my classroom is actually the plant room. Come on, this way. We keep it locked off semester because there's lots of cool stuff back here. It's empty right now, which is kind of unfortunate, but if you come back next spring or in any spring semester, you'll see all sorts of plants and vegetables growing and less general clutter. It's a lot greener in here during the spring, but it's pretty warm. We get lots of natural light, and we grow a ton of vegetables in plant science and food justice. So this is my whiteboard, and on top of my whiteboard, I like to keep a lot of trinkets from former students and colleagues. Anytime students leave me like little paper cranes or any other origami, I like to collect them up on my board. Over here is my desk, where I have lots of other trinkets and notes and letters from some of my students throughout the past 3 years here at Northampton. I like to make a classroom space that tries to feel warm and welcoming, and I think that decorations and little memories from other students is a great way to do that.
What's your favorite classroom in NHS and why?
I'd say Miss Powergreen's room because it's like small but in like a nice way, and she's just very welcoming, so it makes it feel pretty homey.
Hello. Welcome to Miss Powergreen's classroom, room 206. And this is Miss Paula. So we'll start our tour with one of our favorite parts of our classroom, which is this quote. We hope that our students can be motivated by our speeches on the wall without us giving a speech. And this is our bowl of hand sanitizers.
Over here, we have the lunch board, which is like a little lunch menu, like sandwich board, where we post the daily lunch, and then we have our little puzzle corner. We have a couple more quotes up on the wall.
You will notice we have fall decorations and some around the classroom are different pictures of local places that students can go to hike or find nature and get outside. And over in this corner is new this year. We have a self-service project. So when students have to do a project, they can pick up a bin, pick up colored pencils, crayons, tape, scissors, markers, and have a seat at their station to work on that. And then we also created this year a self-care drawer. So students are able to come over here during class, grab what they need, and still be able to attend to what we're doing. One of my favorite places in the classroom is our board. We haven't started this yet, but we will. We'll be creating group journals based off of these topics. I notice our flamingo lights. Obviously, every room should have flamingo lights. And then last, but definitely not least, is another corner. We have mindful cards, and then we also have some photos of different field trips and different things I've done with students over time. Everyone, this is my classroom. Thank you for coming for a tour.
This week, Jasmine and I had the privilege of sitting down with journalism legend and star of MSNBC's The Rachel Maddow Show, Rachel Maddow. She recently released her book Prequel, An American Fight Against Fascism, which looks into the battle to protect American democracy throughout history. We asked her about Prequel, her career, and the state of journalism today. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you got your career started here in Western Mass. So can you talk a little bit about how that influenced your career as a whole?
I'm not much of a planner, so it wasn't like I set out to start here and then move here and then move here. It just kind of worked out that way. But I ended up going to graduate school in England. I moved here because my scholarship ran out before my doctorate was done, and so I needed to live somewhere cheap with friends where I could do odd jobs while finishing my dissertation. One of the odd jobs that I took was at a local radio station in Holyoke. And that I did that for a year. And so I started at another station here in Northampton, The River, WRSI, and did the morning show there. And then a national liberal talk radio network started in New York called Air America. And they hired me, and that's how I got to New York, and everything unspooled from there.
Do you see a greater amount of censorship in today's media than the start of your career?
No. I think there is an external perception of the news media, particularly TV news, where there's a company or a corporate interest that's telling us what we can cover and what we can't. And that's just not true. I have editorial freedom to cover what I want and to not cover stories that I don't want to cover, and I have editorial freedom to cover them the way I want to. The only sort of asterisk on that is that MSNBC, where I work, is part of the NBC News umbrella. And so that means that we are bound by NBC News rules and standards for journalism, which is a form of restriction that I actually totally welcome, because it makes us be rigorous. And it makes, we have rules in terms of sourcing. We have rules in terms of, contacting people for comment. We have rules in terms of, what type of material we accept from people and how we are transparent with our audience about it. So that's really the only restriction that we have, but that's a positive restriction because it makes us make sure that we're doing things in a rigorous and a rigorous way with integrity.
While writing your book, how did you maintain your central theme of democracy and fascism while gathering different stories from so many different places?
That is the fun part and the hard part, right? It's you have to stop yourself from just infinitely doing research, and you have to not get so buried in the material that you lose track of the story that you're trying to tell. And you have to be flexible as you learn new stuff. You have to be willing to change the story. You have to be willing to, tweak the plot to make it go in different directions, to make it reflect what's true and what you've been able to find in your research. But that's the soul of it. That's the art. That's what makes it both hard and fun. But there's no magic to it. There's no trick. You just got to do it.
Thanks so much for watching. A huge thank you to Rachel Maddow, her team, and the Academy of Music for making this interview possible. To view the full 17-minute video, please check out our YouTube channel. See you next week.
Launched in 2009, Omegle is a popular social media website where you're able to video chat with a stranger online, but recently, due to a lawsuit stemming from many years of misuse and lack of moderation, it has shut down. The creator of the website, Leif K. Brooks, released a statement which is currently displayed on the website, but has refused to make any further comment. We spoke to people about their opinions on the recent shutdown and experiences with the website.
I was introduced to Omegle by friends at a sleepover in 2020, and then ever since then I've been using it pretty frequently. I would go on the website and just try to find people to talk to, or just try to find weirdos, because there was a lot of those on the website. A lot of people would either there to talk or to be creepy and like find people to do stuff with. I believe that half of the people on the website use it for malicious purposes. I don't think it should have been shut down. I just have a feeling it should have been better moderated.
I found Omegle when I was like in like probably 2012 or something. I mean, it's been around since like 2009. I found it a while ago. I wanted to make content on it because it's so easy to make content on. People have no idea what the hell was going on that website. Omegle was like, it's just a cesspool. It's a disgusting place. Like, people would make content on there, but it always was really interesting to me because there was this huge part of YouTube that was dedicated to people making Omegle content, but no one really knew that the website itself was pretty horrible. I mean, you have people like doing like disgusting, vile things on there, so it just seems like a toxic place, to be honest. I mean, I guess maybe all websites like that are kind of toxic, but nowadays more than ever, it feels like it's mainly people just go on there to like pick arguments. Like, I don't know if you've ever been on there specifically, but like people just go on there to start making fun of people, and that's it. Or like they'll call people like a slur or whatever, and I mean, like, I just don't really see the point. Most people are just, I guess, sad with their lives, so they would go on there to make fun of people. They had said that they put like protections in place and that there was like AI moderating the site, which I can believe, and they said they had human moderators, but if they really wanted to keep people safe, like they would have redone the website, like actually recoded the website to make it so you could at least not see people's IPs. Anyone could go on the website and just pull anyone's IP and then just find out exactly where they live, or at least roughly where they live. So like they didn't really care that much, and that's been a problem for the entirety of the website for like 14 years. So the weirdest thing I've seen in Omegle, I'll give you a serious one. I saw like an extreme explicit scenario involving someone that was underage. Someone was playing a video of that on the website. And I don't know, like, this is what I was saying with like, I don't know how Omegle can ever be like, oh yeah, we were moderating it. Because how does that stuff show up? I know that's dark, but that was actually one of the most disturbing things I probably ever seen in my entire life, and it was on Omegle, so.
Thanks for watching Culture Shock, and be sure to check out Luke AFK on his YouTube channel.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Game Show. I am your new host, just for this episode, Ty Hardy. And today we have, please introduce yourselves.
I'm Oliver. Ayo, I'm Liam.
All right. So, Oliver and Liam, are you aware of what you're playing today?
Yeah, it's just regular checkers with no differences, right?
Yeah, all right. Welcome to Checkers But Good. Who wants to be blue? Who wants to be beige?
So I'm beige. I'm gonna take my guy and take this doubloon with my guy. Then right turn.
Claim a doubloon.
Okay, so with my turn, I would like to take C8 and let's take a magic card, you know?
It's a Yu-Gi-Oh card. It's the left arm of the Forbidden One.
You claim a piece of Exodia. That piece now has that piece of Exodia.
All right, we're gonna go with some classic checkers opening. We're gonna go here.
I don't know, I think that was a blunder.
Is there any chance I could look at the shop and see what I can buy with my doubloons? You know, can I get that ender pearl for one doubloon? Ty, is that your dad?
No. That's Eric Seward.
All right. Does that take my turn, or can I also go?
That takes your turn.
What can I do with my ender pearl?
The ender pearl, you can use that to teleport one piece to another unoccupied space.
Can my guy on D7 capture and then capture again?
Yes, that piece is now kinged.
Fell for my trap.
And the other ones go to the Shadow Realm. And one of them telefrags ablaze.
Now I might be able to use my ender pearl to get to the back line. However, I think I'm going to use my crafting to craft my ender pearl and blaze powder together to make an eye of ender.
All right, reveal the end. All right, now if you have any pieces on the right side, they can go to the end.
Just me because I have the Eye of Ender, or either of us?
It's just like open. You open the portal.
What do the magic cards do?
They're Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
If you get all the Exodia pieces, you win.
Oh, okay.
This clown doesn't even know what Exodia does. I would like to move my piece from G8 to the end.
All right, can I send my king to the end?
Yes, you may.
Oh, okay. Can I jump over the end crystal?
Hey, Jasper,
yeah, you can.
And then after that, can I jump over the dragon? And then after that, can I jump over the second crystal? Is that guy dead?
That guy's dead.
I'd like to move my king to E6.
Okay, so can I look at the skill tree real quick? Is there anything in here that will help me kill the... What does Scout TF2 do?
He's the fast one, so he gets 2 moves per turn.
Okay, I have a doubloon. Can I spend it on him?
Sure.
Let's do my guy in column 6. Perfect, perfect. Can you lower the quality of that PNG, please, Jasper?
What does Howard Taft do?
You're gonna have to buy it to find out.
Can I buy William Howard Taft?
All right, so William Howard Taft, he gets stuck in the bathtub and that piece can't move.
No!
Oh, this is just like when William Howard Taft was president and he got stuck in the bathtub.
Can I move my guy on C8 into the end?
Okay. With my 2 moves as Scout TF2, I'm gonna jump over the crystal and then down and to the left.
Oliver, you've won checkers but good.
You could have picked a better spot. What's happening out there?
Shall I describe it to you? Or would you like me to find you a box? Will the battle continue? Find out on the next Return of the King.
Thanks for watching. Thursday, November 30th, Youth for Equity in Action and the Northampton Department of Health and Human Services will be hosting a photo voice exhibit at the NHS Library from 6:30 to 8 p.m.
We will be presenting our health through our eyes and what action we can take. Scan this QR code to register.
See you next week.